Hey guys, hope you're all good. If you've been in the UK, which is where I am, we're having a bit of a heat wave at the moment, so I hope you're all enjoying the heat and the sun and everything. And I think I've burnt my head a little bit, but you know, that's the thing of having a bit of a baldy head. Just a very quick video about. I wanted to talk about something which is more to do with theatre, but to do with when people say. What you're doing, and you go, and people say, "Oh, I'm just in the chorus. I'm just in the chorus." And something that really bugs me about that is that there is no "I'm just in the chorus." If you're in the chorus, you're in the show. You're a part of the show. You're a member of the show. You've got as much importance as those people. Sorry, I was looking the wrong way. As those people that are playing leads, that are playing more involved parts. And so when you say, "Oh, I'm just in the chorus," you're actually doing yourself a disservice. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually tell you things about a little bit about myself, about when I first started off acting, because I did a lot of chorus parts, I did a lot of one-lines, I did a lot of being more of a background character, but a background character that is involved in quite a lot of scenes. And as I did more and more, I got involved in more and more shows and got more bigger parts. And time went on, but then there's other times I was just quite happy to sit in be less involved, but still be involved. So when I talk about background characters, and when I talk about people who are playing chorus, when they say, "Oh, I'm just in the background," or "I'm just doing this," you're as important as the main characters, because what you do, you set the scene for what is actually going on within the main characters. So take, for example, if you had something like Oliver, and you didn't have all them busy street people, sharpening knives or selling roses or selling newspapers, it'd be really, really dull. And those people set the scene for the show. So when you say, "Oh, I'm just in the background. I'm just I don't have lines. I don't have any lines, or I have one line or something," you are as important as the people that have the buckets and buckets of lines. Don't forget that. It's really important. If you struggle with playing those sort of parts, try and think of them. I'll tell you what I do, and then you can either take it or leave it, really. But what I do is I watch the scene, I watch what's going on in the scene, and then I'll react to the scene, and I'll react to it in a maybe I would like the characters that are on stage, that are also in the scene, the main characters. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll have a bit of an opinion about them. Maybe I'll see, perhaps you think of Nancy being on stage in Oliver, and you might like her, but you might not. You might have an opinion about her. You might think that, she's not really my type of person. But have an opinion about what is going on stage. Don't just be in the background and not have an opinion. Be part of the scene. In Oliver, I'm taking that as an example because people could probably relate to it a lot easier. But be part of the scene. Be involved in the scene. Have an opinion about the people that you're on stage with. When you come onto the stage, bring your energy on. You've been somewhere. Take, for example, Oliver. You've been to have your shoes shined or something, and then you come on stage to sell newspapers, or that's a bit of a broad example, probably not a great one, but have energy that you've just come from somewhere onto the stage. And then when you go off the stage, have energy that go, "Oh, I've got to go somewhere. I've got somebody to see. I've got an appointment to make. I've got something." So go with an energy that also gets you off the stage. Don't just be like, walk onto the stage as though you're going, "I walk on, I act. I walk off again. Have a reason for getting onto the stage. You've been somewhere, you've come from somewhere, and then have a reason to go off the stage as though you're going somewhere else. That makes you more believable as a person. And you might think, well, I'm just in the background, no one's really looking at me. Believe you me, people are. I look at what's going on in the background as much as I look at what's going on with the main characters, because I look to see the people that are really invested in it and those that are maybe not quite so much. So that's one of the things, is take the energy on from off stage. I usually think of myself before I'm on stage. I have 2 steps and then I'm on stage. So those 2 steps is where I go, right, I've come from somewhere. That's where I've just... And sometimes don't just walk on, run on. Run on as though you've just come from somewhere with that sort of energy. Or you're when you're asked to leave after a scene from Oliver or something, and the director has said, yes, well, this is where the chorus will now leave the stage to make way for the actors. And you go, okay, well, I'm going to leave the stage with a different energy. Maybe slower, maybe quicker, maybe I've got to rush off to see somebody. But don't just do that thing where you walk on, act, walk off, because it's not very exciting. It's not very interesting. I love seeing people come on with different energies, where you sometimes see, again, another one in Oliver. I've seen a version where all the older people, the people playing these chorusy characters, have this one energy, and then what they do, the director's gone, oh, well, I need to put some energy in this, so let's have some children running around. And the children are the ones that have a completely different energy to the people on the stage. So you should go, well, actually, why don't I bring on an energy? Why don't I bring a different pace, a different energy to what I do, and maybe an urgency, maybe, just think about why you're there. Another important thing is, if I'm playing a character, if I'm playing a background character, give yourself a name. I'm Jack. I fix knives, don't I? I fix knives. I sharpen knives for people. So give yourself... Hi, John. You all right? This is my ex-flatmate and for John from drama school. So give yourself a name. Give yourself a character. So then you are that person throughout the whole thing. Go, well, when you come on stage, you're not just a bloke or a woman. Give yourself a name. Give yourself a backstory. Give yourself an interest. Maybe you're, think from a girl's point of view, and there's 3 women talking. They always set scenes where there's 3 women talking, and they're all like laughing, and they all like each other. That's probably not real life. Probably, why don't you have your 3 women, if you're put into a group of 3 women, one of them, you don't like them. And you don't want to be there. Have that sort of energy, because that energy is interesting. The worst thing is watching people who do background and chorus. It's probably because they've not been given and they've not been fed information, because you don't get it. You have to create it yourself. You won't get a director go around every chorus member and going, oh, you should be doing this, you should have this energy, you should have this type of character. They don't give you that information. You have to give it to yourself. And once you give it, what you will find is that the director will notice these things and go, wow, that's really good, that's really different. Hang on, these 3 women, I directed them to maybe just really like each other, but it's actually better if they don't like each other. That they just happen to meet, and they happen to all sell flowers, and maybe they're all in competition with each other. There are so many things you can do to make those chorus backgroundy parts really, really interesting. And what that does, that also then promotes you in the eyes of the directors. Hi Reese, you good? Hi Cara. What it does, it gives that director more to play with, because they've then realised that, oh wow, this person really thinks. You could then end up doing more and more stuff with that person. So Yep, okay, recap first of all. Bring an energy onto the stage with you, and then take the energy off with you. Make it fast, make it slow. Hi, Nina. So make the energy different. When you're on stage, give yourself a name, give yourself a background. Don't just become I'm just a background character. I don't have a name. I've not been given a name. I haven't got a lead role. I've got one line. Give yourself more, because it makes you more interesting, and it makes the scenes more interesting. So many times I've seen shows where I can tell all the people of chorus have been told is to look happy, and enjoy yourselves, and that's not real. And in fact, it's more interesting if there's people that don't look happy or don't want to be there, don't look like you're, act like you don't want to be there, don't look like you don't want to be there, because I've seen that as well. I've seen people go on stage going, that's the last place they want to be. But just think of it in that way. Think of, I'm thinking of Carousel is coming to mind now. Hi Kat, hope you're good, hope the dress run went okay. Hey, so think of a show I've been involved in before called Carousel. Carousel is set in a fairground park. Think of what people are up to in a fairground park. If you're playing a background character in that, they're all there to enjoy themselves for a reason, but there could be kids that are really grumpy in it, and that's much more interesting than when you see them going, oh, it's all lovely and everything's fantastic. So when you're playing background characters, always think of what else is going on in the scene. Have an opinion about the people on stage, have the energy to come on, come off, give yourself a name, and just don't think of yourself just a background character or just a member of the chorus. You're not. You're as important as the people playing the leads. And what happens is when you give that, if you're one of these people goes, oh, I never get a lead, oh, I never get this, oh, I never get that, try some of these things, because then that will make other people sit up and take notice of you. And what they'll go, wow, that person really thinks. And there'll be other people that will be watching you and go, that person's really entertaining. I always watch a show to try and look for the one that makes me want to keep looking at them instead of looking at the people that are the leads. So keep those things in mind. It was going to be a really quick video tonight, but it's sort of become a bit of a longer one. I hope you enjoyed it, and look out for some new ones. All right, speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.